This programming is made possible by viewers like you. Alright, let's just address this first thing. Thank you. Without the generous donations, super thanks, ad watching, membership gifting, etc., we wouldn't be able to do this since I had to turn in my CC gun and badge after being a loose cannon who plays by his own rules. And honestly, I hadn't even planned on getting this ship. I was just going to get Vallejo or Vallejo. But after pulling the slot on the machine 62 times to get Vallejo, I went out to the store to see what I could get with the Impendium, and lo and behold, this glorious behemoth of a floating turd and shame badge was ripe for the picking, so I picked it up, and here we are. And here we are indeed in the legendary tier hybrid battleship Louisiana, and spoiler alert, this is going to be quite the game that runs the entire gambit, quite the game. So grab a cold one, get yourself a bowl of gumbo, because there is much to discuss. First, let's get it out of the way. Don't let the FOMO get to you in 1 year. This ship will return as a Bureau project, so yes, it sucks to have to wait, especially when there's not really much reason for it, but there are much better things most people can do with the money it costs to get this. But hey, it is your money. You decide whether your kids go to school or not. So what's the deal with Louisiana? Well, it's got 9 406mm goons. It's got a, is this correct, a spotter plane that gives you a 20% Sigma boost, obviously. It's got the torpedo bombers, and you've also got a Citadel that happens to be way, way underwater. So your initial reaction might be, hey jerk, that sounds like it could be kind of cracked. Is it cracked? A little bit. But not if I'm trying to fight a destroyer, which I'm thinking maybe I have over here right now. I was just checking the team roster because the only destroyer is in a division with a Minnesota, right? Whatever it was. And that wasn't the Minnesota that was in the division with the Shima. So what's got me spotted over here is probably a Mino. So I'm guessing that they are going to be trying to squeak into the Thunderdome here. And as such, I think we just go ahead and turn around and start to push them. And that's going to be the right choice for me. It's going to be the wrong choice for the Mino. Anyway, let's have a look at these torps. So what's the range on these? About 16-ish kilometers. Now, if you do the calendar mission and you get the new commander guy who's kind of dedicated for these, you can increase the range on your planes a little bit, the damage, the speed. You also boost your concealment. Hold on, let's see this 20% bonus of Sigma. Look at how accurate that is in Le Bonk. Okay, as I was saying, you boost your plane's range, the torp speed, I think the damage on them a little bit, and I think you lower your concealment. But personally, I'm using Azure Lane, New Jersey. It seems like it works just as well, and just like with the D7P, yes, you have airstrikes. No, that is not going to be your primary way of causing damage. I will say these are a little wonky and take some getting used to. You use the left stick to control the attack angle, which is kind of inverse from my brain's thinking, and then the right stick to aim. So yeah, it takes a little bit of getting used to and also learning to lead, but it proves to be incredibly useful for bow tanking ships and ships behind islands, as we are going to see right here. Look at that. And while I was thinking that maybe these have a reduced chance of flood, I think that was just PG. I think that's who I was watching originally, was just having some bad RNG, because I get plenty of floods on these. And so, as we were discussing in the last stream, the old wombo combo of HE, wait for a damage control to go, and then hit him with torps for a flood, that is definitely a thing. Of course, when you have minos like this, it still probably stands to reason to use AP, which we are going to do again. And can we get another dev strike? No, but a very solid hit nonetheless. In fact, so solid, we're already at 100,000 damage. We are going to get a lot of damage this game. Yeah, so I don't have to worry about the Shima right now, so I can afford to be quite aggressive here. You can see the Shima's over on the east side of the map, so this really is like my clarion call to get in the Thunderdome, flip this cap, head down to the south and create a massive crossfire, and hopefully smash some ships along the way. As I was saying, with Azure Lake, New Jersey, as you know, over a certain amount of range, it increases the damage that your shells do. And I think we're going to, yep, there we go. That's ship number 2 with the Mino. But basically, yeah, you increase the damage over range with your guns. It does not work with torps. I tried it today in training rooms. I was like, wouldn't that be a funny error? But yeah, here's the beauty of these torp strikes. You can create your own crossfires, right? So I'm going to drop these. I'm still trying to fiddle a little bit to try and get the Montana to turn flat towards me so I can get a nice big hit on them. That one is not particularly great, but check out this torp strike. We're going to miss with some of them, but he is actually turning towards us, and we get a Citadel right there and a couple torps, so we're at just a shy of 160,000 as they turn in here to rumble in the Thunderdome. I'm going to aim a little bit high to try and get a little bit of a squishier area of armor. Pretty solid hit. Was a little concerned they were going to ram me right here, but as, well, they don't. My secondaries do manage to get a fire on them, and conveniently, I'm not saying they're a paid actor, but they are going to turn broadside to me again. So, yeah. Is this update week, or is this just somebody saying, you know what, fair play, have my ship. I don't care, I will take it. And I was looking at this point of the game, and I was like, wow, this ship, now that we're at 180, what, 181,000? This ship seems quite strong. Now, I was looking at my stats in it. I have played only about 25 matches, so not enough to draw a complete conclusion. That being said, my win rate is very mediocre at best. I think it's barely over 50% right now, so it'll normalize over time, or maybe this ship is really bad at winning games, but it doesn't seem like the case. But my average damage in this ship is actually second highest, with only Yamato being higher for me as of this moment. I would not be surprised if this starts to get the highest average damage, and that primarily being because you have these torp strikes. And it took me a good 15-20 matches only today, which, okay, obviously this is the second day that it's been out, but only, you know, midway through today did I really start to feel pretty comfortable with the lead and figuring out how to use them to get the most out of them. And I think as other people get good with that and start utilizing the wombo combo of HE and floods, man, I think this is going to average a lot of damage. That being said, I have Citadel to Louisiana. I Citadel to Louisiana yesterday from up close. I'm not exactly sure how, because the Citadel is so low. Maybe I'll show that little clip on stream and you guys can figure it out. I don't even think they were turning out and raising their Citadel, so it was very puzzling. Anyway, here we are, 191,000, and I am going to follow my own advice, which is to say, go where my team is not. My team is to the north, so I'm going to head to the south, because that's how you create crossfires. And while this match looks like we're, you know, pretty much in the lead here with 602 to 514, it could still go either way, because it actually ends up being quite a bit closer than you would expect. Speaking of, let's get another torp strike right here using the left stick to aim. I figured they were going to speed up, but they are actually in reverse. But because of how things work in this game, we can see what makes this so gosh darn lethal. My torps are going to come in here and get a flood on this core first. That was not me. There's my torps. Not necessarily a huge hit, but a flood nonetheless. They've used their damage con, and now they're going to take a torp from our gearing, and that core first, unbeknownst to me at this moment, is going to flood out. Nonetheless, because I don't know it at the time, I'm heading through the south channel to create a crossfire with them and to be able to get to Des Moines, because I am pretty certain I'm going to have a Kraken in this game at this point. One way or the other. It's just the way that everybody's positioned, like, especially if I get to Des Moines. Des Moines is like, if I want to get a Kraken in this game, I have to sink that Des Moines, and then it's pretty much, I'm almost positive I should be able to get one at that point. But maybe I can get a 6-pack. Which, you know, it is hot, and there's Corfer still flooding out. But we're going to see the Des Moines here momentarily, who, you know, because they're trying to win, they are going where my team isn't, and that's, again, why we head people off the pass and push into other areas. But prepare thyself for a fun sequence here. As you know, lots of vertical dispersion up close, so it's going to be kind of challenging. I'm trying to get the Citadel here, but we aren't really seeing that fantastic accuracy up close. That's kind of to be expected. So, you know what? I got all my health. I'm happy to donate some of it to this Des Moines, so let's choo-choo and point our nose straight at him. I think we're going to get another reload here, but look at how much health I have. And these heals, they reload pretty quick. They do a lot of health. You can repair all of flooding health and ramming health, so bonk. There's our 4th ship sunk and 238,000 damage, and now we have finally secured that crossfire that we want for this Yamato, and this grows a curve first. So I have the position I want. I have my 4 ships sunk. I'm feeling pretty good. We've got torps at the ready. I'm going to drop these here. I think I'm dropping them a little too far behind, but maybe that causes this core first to go a little bit flatter broadside to me. I don't know, man. You can really yoink some kills with these torps too. I had a game in this yesterday. It was a 4v4 legendary tier game, and I sank the entire team with this ship. It's kind of crazy sometimes. That being said, I don't think that these are particularly OP. Maybe they are. There's the Kraken. But I think that there's just going to be a bit of a learning curve from the player base of how to work around these. You know, I've long stated that I wanted the Dutch cruisers to come in here because they punish bow tanking. This kind of does as well, but it's a little bit, these hit quite a bit harder, and I think it's can be a little too easy to drop these torps. Even though I said there's a little bit of skill required, but it's not that much. And once people get used to them, I mean, these hit pretty hard. You know, once everything's all balanced in there, it's like 27,500 if you connect all of your torps on a battleship. I mean, I've like smashed cruisers though too, so it gets pretty crazy. Anywho, I was waiting to turn out here until the Yamato would not be able to shoot me, and I was thinking, should we torp him here? Should we torp him here? We're going to spot them for just a second, but you know what? As I stated, the guns work. We're going to get a nice, cute shot at the cheek, and we will let fly, and we will say, love that chicken at Popeyes, Louisiana fast. So, 6-pack in the Louisiana. Let's check out the XP, because it's pretty good. Now, okay, that's with the bonus. Let's see, 4,387. So this is a spicy ship, and thanks everybody for helping me get it. I'll see y'all in the next one.